at the New Year's Day Road Run at the auction centre near Bridgewater. 1975 Daimler Fleet Line, but it is actually ex-London Transport as it was then. It was one of the DMS class. It wouldn't have run open-topped, obviously, in London, but it would have started its days painted red as one of the DMS group of vehicles. Number 71 coming past here now. This is Mick Bentley from Waltham Chase, Southampton, and this is his miniature Scamell. It's based on the 1948 chain drive Scamell, hence the heavy haulage on the side there. 12.5 horsepower, which is rather less than the full-size one would have been. And you can see it's registered for the road there with Bristol registration, I think there, or it would have originally have been a Bristol registration. Tim Stage from Chard, adjusting the number to make sure I know who's who and what's what. Thank you, Tim. And this is Tim's 1971 ERF LV. Box lorry, obviously, and was used at one time as a showman's vehicle. ERF, of course, E.R. Foden of Sandbach in Cheshire. He was one of the sons of the original founders of Foden's, and when Foden wouldn't build his diesel engine vehicles, he went down the road and set up on his own, much to their disgust, and became just as popular and just as much a sign or feature of the British commercial vehicle scene as Foden's themselves. ERF E10 coming by now, 1987 E-Series, owned by one of Ken Faithfull's vehicles, and this was owned by the Whitelakes, Jay Whitelake, maybe, I'm not sure whether Jay was Bibbsy Whitelake, but certainly had, like a lot of these vehicles, showland use, and this is why a lot of them survived, of course. And 44, another of Ken Faithfull's vehicles, this is the RF B series. Gardner engine, and this, of course, like most ERFs, were fitted with Gardners, very popular engine, and Ken Faithfull has been around for many years. Nice little vehicle coming past me now. This is number 5, 1969 Comma Cobb. A rare vehicle, based I think on the Hillman Husky saloon originally, or station wagon, state car, but you don't see very many of these around because most of these little vans suffered from a combination of all the abuse, if you like, from hard work, but also of course, from the dreaded tin work. It's not a rough this period of our vehicle manufacture, but that's 1969, and I see Devon registered there, so a local vehicle, West Country vehicle. 59, another one, very much West Country vehicle. This is Jeff Sage with the Austin K4, sometimes referred to as the Birmingham Bedford. Because it was very, very similar to the Bedford O-type that we've seen. Similar engine, similar styling, even similar sound from the transmission and the gearbox. This one started its working life with Crocker Williams of Bristol, hauling fruit and veg, and then went to A.G. Richardson of Chard. Spent all its working life hauling fruit and veg. Lovely restoration. That's 1948, that vehicle, and Jeff did that restoration some years ago now. Sir Robert coming past me now, Campbell. Campbell Pioneer, excellent vehicle. Worked with Cole on the fairground. They put the name Sir Robert on it, and known for many years, I believe, long time. Taken around by Chris Higgins these days, and I'm sure that he's driving it at the moment. John Jackson from Milton with his beautiful little Bedford J2. Very much American styling on this one, but this one spent working life in New Zealand actually. Dates from 1950, I spent 42 years actually out there in New Zealand. As I say, with John Jackson of Ilminster. And I may add, that is the one that's lost its fuel tank filler last night. So if anybody knows anything about the Bedford fuel tank filler, can you come and tell us in the commentary box or bring it to us? Probably the biggest of the vehicles we've got here, 67 in your programme. This is Bud Taylor's Peterbilt. Quite a vehicle this, imported from the United States, obviously an American vehicle, has a Cummins engine, spent its original working days hauling timber in Canada, and then worked on the ice road. If you ever watched ice road truckers, this worked on the ice road. Morris Commercial coming by. Nice little truck, this one. Nice little lorry. I shouldn't call it a truck, you know, all vehicles of this period. Trucks, we shouldn't do, not British ones anyway. That little Understood Hughes, LC3, that is the same as the little van, the little Frampton's van we saw earlier. And this one dates from 1950. Worked on a poultry farm near Southampton. AEC coming up now. I've always liked these exposed radiators, AEC, where the radiator is visible rather than hidden behind body. This started life as a military vehicle, AEC Matador, four-wheel drive, Second World War period, owned by Mark May now, beautifully restored as you can see. And it spent its working life with, after its military days, with Winds, the heavy haulage people of Newport. And looking at the registration there, Newport registration, B suffix, that would be 1964, that would have been the time that Winds would have converted it. And Winds would have built that cab on it themselves. That is not the military cab. Lovely vehicle, beautifully restored. From a great company, of course, one of the great heavy haulage companies in this country. Talking about the exposed radiator on the AEC, well, of course, the follow-up to that was this style of cab we've got on the AEC Mercury that's alongside me at the moment. This one owned by Nigel Black from Wellington, and spent most of its life in the working life in the Avon area, and it's an ongoing restoration which is getting on pretty well. Another vehicle that spent its working life in the Bristol area, Oldland, as you can see, north of Bristol, Oldland Common and the Cottrell area. Roger Clark, that is, from Highbridge with the Thornycroft Sturdy. Very rare vehicle, there are not that many Thornycroft Sturdys left in preservation. Thornycroft was built based in Basingstoke, made a lot of vehicles over the years, and I love the registration on that, 42. Hopefully it's going to be a 42 today, which we're on that. It's also got a 20 plate on the back. That plate with 20 on it, there was a time when anything over 7 tons was limited to 20 miles an hour. Can you imagine taking an 8-wheel AEC or a Leyland Octopus up to Scotland in the middle of winter with no heater in the cab, 20 miles an hour all the way? It was fair thinking about it. Those were the days when commercial vehicle drivers were men. Sorry. Being rather rude to the people out here in their lorries at the moment, but it was a particular type of driver who was prepared to take on the trunking of those days and heading off up to Scotland and places like that. 1975, Seddon Atkinson Borderer, owned by Dave Alders and Pete Holman, who are sitting proudly in their cab there at the moment. They've acquired that fairly recently in the last year. It's now got Hookham haulage on the front, but they haven't got around to taking the Selway family's sign writing off the side yet, but that will be done. Lovely vehicle, that's another vehicle I always like. It has the appearance of an external radiator, but of course the radiator on that, like the cab, is fiberglass. The radiator cowl is fiberglass, and you have the ordinary plain radiator in behind it. One of Tony Lodge's vehicles coming up. Tony's a great man of commerce. 1972 Commer Maxi Road this is. And it has a distinctive Commer diesel engine. Distinctive sound to that diesel engine. Number 61 if you have a program. If you haven't got a program, why haven't you got one? You can buy one from the little office behind me. Not that expensive. Don't know how much because I was given mine in my commentary. £2 they are. That body on there, I would think, is probably a grain carrying body, carrying bulk grain, because it's got that little hatch on the back for unloading, the sliding hatch. Number 12 coming up, and without any doubt at all, you can see quite clearly the oldest of our commercial vehicles here this weekend, and what a lovely little vehicle this is. 1927 Dennis 30WH, and this was purchased in 1985 from Hill Transport of Bottley, and it's owned by Mr. Skinner. Very nicely restored, a nice plain looking vehicle, exactly as it would be when it was new in its working days. Dennis, of course, we will see later on the emergency vehicle, very well known for making particularly fire appliances and emergency vehicles. Scammell coming by now, number 18. This is 1960 Scammell Highwayman, owned by Mr. Smith, G. Smith. Started its life as a lot of fairground Scammells did, working for Showman when it would have been a fifth wheel unit hauling a tanker trailer. And that one, as I say, 1960, that's the Highwayman, with the distinctive wings, of course, that were put on Scammell at that time, and the